Welcome everybody to Tokyo Bay. We've kind of officially just entered it. That right there in the distance is Umi Hotaru. Hold on a second. They really like making announcements. They're finished. That's Umi Hotaru. This is the Aqua Line. The Aqua Line. This is the Aqua Line. The Aqua Line runs underneath Tokyo Bay, and it's pretty big. And then half of the Aqua Line goes above ground, and that's what you see here. That connects Kanagawa with Chiba, bypassing the city of Tokyo. So it's pretty useful. There it goes underneath the water from there. And if you pan over here, that's an air hole for the underwater roadway, and then the other side is where the people entered. So it's like 2 or 3 kilometers under the water. It's pretty crazy. Hey everybody. So we've just entered Tokyo Bay. It officially sort of started before. Make announcements like every 5 seconds. Oh man. Woo! I have the mic on, the cover on the mic so you don't get as much wind noise, but there still might be some wind noise. I'm gonna go below. Alright, maybe the wind is a little bit better now. I actually have the dead cat on, so the wind noise should be muffled, but it's still gonna be pretty strong. You can just see the lady's skirt. There's a lot of wind. Oh, that's a dude. Sorry, dude. There's a lot of wind on board the ship. There's just no way around it. We got a really big difference in the temperature. I've noticed when I arrived on the boat, when we arrived into Tokyo, this area, it got a little bit chillier. I had to put a shirt on. Autumn is here. Back there in Ogasawara, the temperature was like 31, 33 degrees, sunny, warm, tropical, Okinawa-like, Florida-like. It was good. And then here, it's just so different. If you compare it, just look at the water. It's black. I don't get that bone-in blue, beautiful blue color of the water. There used to be a little tropical tinge to the look of the water with the white foam, but nothing like that here in Tokyo Harbor. It's just like dead water, which is, you know, better than no water, I guess. There's a sailboat out there looking kind of small compared to this big Pacific ferry. We have been on the ferry now for, I think, I don't know, 23 hours now. We're about an hour away. It's we're getting a lot closer. I can see because we got land on both sides. We're getting closer to Tokyo. There's land on that side, and there's land on the other side. In a minute or two, I'm going to take you to the other side, and you're going to be able to see Haneda Airport. We go straight past Haneda Airport, and in fact, from over here, you're going to be able to see some of the planes coming in and landing at Haneda Airport, which is going to be pretty exciting. That's a portal for a lot of you who are making a trip to Japan. Wow, that's a big ship. Hey, from Australia. That ship might be one of those heading towards Australia. But we have a lot of boats. I'm going to take you to the other side now through the ferry, okay? Just give me a second. There it is. Now you can see Haneda Airport. Right there is Haneda Airport, and we're going to get a chance to see a couple of planes coming in. Now we're starting to see the city of Tokyo. Do you see it? The higher buildings. Oh, this is great. Airplane. Okay, hold on. Can you see it right in the middle? That baby's going to be making a landing at Haneda Airport. It's pretty cool as the ferry goes right by the airport. Now, the Haneda Airport, a little bit of information on it. It is it's actually not as big as Narita Airport, so most flights here are still domestic, I believe, but it's getting where there's a lot more international flights are coming in. The mouth of the Tamagawa River, it's right at where Haneda Airport is, and the best anago, the best eel in Japan comes from here. That's what I was told. There's a ton of eel farmers, and they have traps right outside the airport. And I went with NHK about 8 years ago, and on an anago boat, and it was pretty cool. We got a chance to catch a lot of freshwater eel. Anago is freshwater eel, I believe. That sail-looking thing is the air hole for the under Aqualine. The Aqualine is a highway that goes underneath the sea from Kanagawa to Chiba, bypassing the city of Tokyo. And that's what that symbol is. It's kind of like an air hole for the highway. If you're going to make an air hole, might as well make it look like a sailboat, right? Oh, there's one taking off. Any ideas where that baby's going? Outer space at that angle. So we're right now passing Haneda Airport. I know from here it looks pretty far away, but it's swimmable. It's swimmable. I'd say we're about a quarter of a mile away, maybe 400 or 500 meters away. Sorry, that'd be half a mile. We got to see birds again. There weren't too many things over the Pacific, but then again, due to the high winds and waves, they closed the outside of the ferry for half of the trip, so we couldn't go outside, but that's all right. Here comes another plane to Haneda. So we got a bird on one side and a plane on the other. Pretty cool. Has anybody been to Haneda Airport? Usually I will try to fly out of there because it's more convenient, but Narita is, well, they got the buses are probably better to take than Narita Express. I always like the buses from the airport because you can put your luggage underneath it and not worry about it. Bringing luggage onto a plane is always a pain in the ass. All right. Now from here, you can start to see the city. I think even the monorail, Alex, I think even the monorail is not as convenient as the buses. Literally, you wheel your bags to the bus, they put it underneath it, and that's it. You don't have to touch your bags until you get to where you're going. But the monorail's pretty cool. One of the cool things about, we'll get it in focus there. One of the cool things about the ferry ride into Tokyo Bay is that you get to go underneath the Rainbow Bridge, and we'll get a chance to do that probably in about, I don't know, in about 15 minutes or so. So if you're watching for that, you might want to just skip if you're watching the playback. Oh man, that flight's going really... Look at that. It's like going straight at us. Very cool. All right, so now we are directly parallel to the airport. You can see the tower, that big building right there. And we'll be by it in about 2 minutes. And then after that, we start to pull in towards the city more. And I'm gonna go back up on deck. This is just to keep the wind noise down. Just to sum up, for those of you who don't know, I've been on Chichijima, which is called Ogasawara, one of the main island in the Ogasawara Islands, which is also called in English the Bonin Islands, B-O-N-I-N. And yeah, it was pretty amazing. 10 days on the island. It took 1 day to get there and 1 day to get back. I left on the 1st. I'm arriving on the 13th. So I guess I was there for like 10 and a half days. It's pretty fun. I took a lot of video, so I think I'll be able to get 2 main episodes, maybe 3 main channel episodes out of it. So that's going to be a lot of fun to edit. One of them is a scuba diving episode, so I filmed it almost entirely under the water, which I've never done before. There's another flight taking off. But I think, the ferry ride is 24 hours, and the way I look at it is it's just part of the adventure, because there's 2 restaurants in there. Well, there's a lounge and a restaurant. There's whoa, it's like veering. That plane's really veering. Veer. Wow. That's quite an angle. Yeah. There she goes. Destination somewhere else. Oh, I see the Reverend 900's in town. How are you took care of your health on island, like special precautions? Please provide advance notice frequently, even 30 minutes before is great. Reverend, number one, you had advance notice on Instagram almost an hour before, and everybody on Patreon had over 1 hour advance notice. So there you go with that. If you support on Patreon, you get the advance notice first. I gave this well before 30 minutes on Instagram as well. So I'm sorry, Reverend, but that's I wish you could get the advance notice. I don't know. I don't know what else I can tell you. We get a landing and a takeoff. That's pretty cool. And this channel is called the Go channel. It means I'm gone. I'm not in a studio. It's hard for me to plan when this is gonna happen. This is not really. Wow. Just the angles on the planes are pretty cool. It's going up a lot steeper than you think. I haven't heard an airplane sound in 2 weeks because there's no airplanes on Ogasawara. Yeah. Just to go back to the Reverend's question about precautions, yeah, this is it, and it's a valid one, because on Chichijima there's a clinic and there is a doctor, a couple of doctors. But if you really are worried about your health, or you have massive health problems, probably don't go to the island. If you do have a heart attack, the closest hospital, they'll give you care on the island, but the closest real hospital is like 7 hours away, I think they said, by airplane. The plane has to go from the mainland, and it's a Japan Self-Defense Force plane or helicopter, and it gets all the way to the island, and then it'll bring you back. And I think they said it's like 7 or 8 hours. It's pretty crazy. It could be even more, just depends on the weather. So you don't want to, hurt yourself bad. What the clinic does do is it'll patch you up so you can take the boat home and get help when you get back to the city. But most of the world is not living that close to a hospital. I'll be honest with you. I mean, like, most of the world is not that close to a major hospital. So you're taking risks all the time. Just if you live in New York City, there just happens to be like half a dozen hospitals right near you. Isn't it? Look at the angle of the takeoffs. It's pretty cool. This one we're gonna see the full turn. Jal to Nankoku, we're getting some, yeah. Flight leaves like once a minute. Yeah, so if you are worried about your health, don't go to a Pacific island 1,000 kilometers away. But if you do need medical assistance, you will get it. I talked to many kids there, and I asked them where they were born. They're born on the island, so they can get medical care. I mean, you can give birth on the island. You can do a lot of stuff on the island. There's help on the island. So there you go. Hey, Eric, thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. I am home, and someone's waiting for me on the other side, Eric. So I'm gonna have to end the live stream before I see her. She's not gonna want to be live streaming that. You guys might want to, but she's not gonna want to do that. Yeah, we're just getting closer to the city now, and behind Haneda Airport. If you've ever arrived at Haneda, you can see the city in the distance, and I think we're gonna start to see that in a moment. I'm gonna go on up And then if the wind noise is too much, then I'll go back down a little bit. But let's go topside to see what they got here. And there's actually, I think there's like a blackout area near Haneda Airport, and we hit that. Right now I'm seeing, for the first time in a long time, the Tokyo Skytree on the right side of your screen. And just in front of that is we call it the Gate Bridge, Tokyo Gate Bridge, but it's nicknamed, for some reason, the Dinosaur Bridge. I don't know, just check out Google Maps on that. There's the Skytree and the Gate Bridge. The Tokyo Gate Bridge, aka Dinosaur Bridge. I don't know, but I'm seeing the Skytree for the first time in a long time. I used to see that every day. Now it's an old friend. Hey friend, Skytree. And now I'm seeing a lot more buildings. It's all buildings on the other side of that pier. Check it out. That's Tokyo. Oh, there's Tokyo Tower. Oh, we're getting real close. Look at that. You can see Tokyo Tower just jutting out right there in the center. How cool is that? Ah, we're getting in there. As soon as we turn the corner, we're gonna be more city side, and the vibe's gonna change. I've already packed my stuff, but the signal's not very strong. The place that I have I went in there Japanese economy style, which is just basically a floor space that you can sleep on. And it's $250 for that. I paid for the trip home. And by the way, thank you Patreon for the support. You know who I'm talking to, because there's 497 of you who helped support me to go on this trip. Because of that support, I was able to upgrade to a economy premium, which is sort of like a room, like a capsule hotel with steps to go up to it. It's pretty cool. So I'm going to show you that maybe in a edited version of it. We're getting closer to it. I'm trying to think what's the best way to show you Rainbow Bridge. We're gonna go underneath the Rainbow Bridge in about 10 minutes, I think. The captain of the boat told us that we're going much, much slower. When we were out at sea, we were going 3 times faster, maybe even 4 times. We were blazing, and that means every time we hit a wave, you could hear the crash in the hull. And when I was sleeping down on the second class economy, it was way, way, way down there. And every time the hull crashed a wave, you could hear it. Bang, bang. But I still slept pretty well. Because even if some dude is snoring next to you, you can't really hear it because there's a hum of the engines. It's just like did you guys ever sleep as a kid? You remember sleeping so well in the car when your dad was driving you? You'd be able to you could sleep well in a car. I don't know, maybe it's the hum of the engine. The hum of the engine down below, it's pretty good at lulling you to sleep. And with the waves going like this in the boat, it wasn't pitching back and forth that much, just enough where it seemed like mom was rocking the cradle, and you're just back there at age 3 or age 4 or whatever, some sort of memory that you have where mom was rocking you, and at the same time you're in a car. It's a double whammy for wanting to go to sleep. I slept well, and last night I slept so well. I went to bed at 10 and I woke up at 7. That's 9 hours, right? Yeah. So, really good night of sleep. If you look up there, Tokyo to Chichijima, written in Japanese kanji. Hey Asim, it's good to see you, John. Always wait for your streaming, man. How you doing? You need the sleep. I'm getting right back to editing. I actually have a meeting tonight for more work, and then I'm right back into editing. The day I left, I released the candy episode, and now it's been almost 2 weeks since the last episode, so I got to get back and get the next episode up. So it's just like I release one episode, I come out here and film, I'm right back at it. We got to get back out there and start putting more episodes back up. When I say we, I'm talking about me more or less, just me. I got to get out there and do it. All right, you can see the city is just starting to get a little bit bigger. That there is a screenshot right there. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Now this ferry leaves. There's one ferry a week, but sometimes some weeks you'll get two, and the reasoning is that the ferry will stay for 3 days in dock to unload and load up again on goods. So when we were in Ogasawara and Chichijima at the port, they were loading up all the goods and maybe other stuff that they need to send to the mainland. So this isn't a lot more than a passenger boat. This ferry, I think this is called the Ogasawara Maru. This ferry is so much more. It's like a really major part of the economy. It brings in a lot of, not just the tourists, but it brings in a lot of goods and services. And let me show you the back. If I show you the back of the boat, I think you get a better idea of what I'm talking about. Oh wow, now you can really see Haneda Airport clear. Hold on. I'm gonna take you over there. Check it out. I guess the ferry moved in closer to Haneda Airport because now you can see the planes real clearly. You won't get another live stream from this side for a while. That looks like a Thai airline. Thai airline maybe? I don't know, Thai Airways. I see Alan's in the house. Hold on a second, Alan. Is that what you were interested in? I think you can see a lot with that thing. It's a cannon. I mean, literally. Look at that little boat. This ferry could smash that little boat. Come and challenge us. There's like 3 of you and there's 800 of us. We were a pirate. We should conquer that boat. Wouldn't be much of a challenge. All right. I was a little distracted. Now I'm going back to show you some of the cargo. So this is all the stuff in the back. That dude's drinking a brewski. That's pretty cool. All right. Oh, they're making another announcement. This is where I started the live stream. They love to make announcements. Right, she's saying we'll be arriving in 30 minutes or less, like a pizza. That's a pretty cool scene. You can see on the other side. That's a lot of goods that they're shipping abroad, isn't it? Look at that. That truck's getting pretty good mileage. 1,000 kilometers on this trip. The goods also go down into the hull of the ship, so there's a lot of containers. Alright, we're saying goodbye to Haneda Airport. Right. The ferry is important to the economy of the island because it brings in a lot of supplies and brings in a lot of almost everything is imported from imported in the sense that it comes from the mainland. I'm starting to see it now. The containers are full. I saw them loading it up. That's contained that for sure. I just know that there's a lot of them over there. Sorry, buddy, the signal's going in and out. It's hard to say why. It's just we're out here on the sea, maybe. It's between or something like that. Now, if we compare now from about 10 minutes ago, it's a completely different view now. We were much further away. Now I can see the colors of the Tokyo Tower. I can see the Rainbow Bridge, the entire Rainbow Bridge, in my fingers. And if I go like this now, you can see it too. So it's going to be interesting. We should be underneath the bridge in about 5 minutes. That's John's 5 minutes, which could be 10 minutes. So it just depends. It's hard to spitball of an exact time. What I can tell you for sure is that there's a plane somewhere over me. Trying to Godzilla that thing. I think he got the shot. He wants to get that shot of the city. That's the Tokyo skyline, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be entering the Tokyo Bay, like the inner Tokyo Bay, I guess as soon as we get underneath the Rainbow Bridge. And that connects with Odaiba. Odaiba, which you can see right there with the Fuji TV building on the right side. This is an angle of the city that you really don't get a lot of chances to look at. It's pretty cool for me. I get to look at it from the other way. It's a lot more like the trip takes 24 hours, right? So it's a lot more rewarding when you have to work and go that 24 hours. The last 1 hour, the last 30 minutes, they're pretty rewarding. It's nice to see your destination come into view, just like on the other side when we left Tokyo. When I got closer to Chichijima, to Ogasawara, I started to see the other islands, and you could tell that you were getting closer to destination. It just felt good because you really work hard sitting around doing nothing. It's harder to do nothing than it is to do something, I think. Yeah, that's Odaiba. The other Seto Kaiba's got that right. I guess it's a Nikko Hotel, that brown building in the center. I believe for an NHK Tokyo Eye episode, we went up on the roof of one of those hotels. I can't remember which one it is. And from there, I was about Tokyo Eye, this episode. Actually, Jennifer was the one in that episode with me. And we had the manager of Tokyo Skytree on the other line of the telephone, the mobile phone. And he was telling us when he was going to illuminate Tokyo Tower, and he was counting down 10, 9, 8, and we had the film rolling because we wanted to get that for the episode. And they said 3, 2, 1. He hit the lights, and it took like a minute for it to light up because they were using incandescent light bulbs still. I don't know if they've changed over to LEDs, but Tokyo Tower had some mammoth Godzilla-sized light bulbs on there. The guy to change the light bulbs, he had to pretty much hug it and just spin his body around to unscrew it out. At least that's my image. This was so long ago, I could be making this up. I do have a picture of him holding the light bulb and he was hugging it. That's for sure. That's true. All right, here comes the Tokyo Tower. I can just get Tokyo Skytree and Tokyo Tower together. You can see Tokyo Tower on the very left side, and Tokyo Skytree is just right there. It's out of sight now. It was just kind of like behind that building on the right side, this one. So you'll see Tokyo Skytree in the between the buildings in like 5 seconds. Oh, and there's the Ferris wheel at the Venus Fort. That's on Odaiba. So, ladies and gentlemen, one more time, we are now starting our descent, should I say? No, our entry, maybe that's a better word, into Tokyo's inner harbor. And you can see the Rainbow Bridge right there. And once we go under the Rainbow Bridge, I'm pretty much home. After 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks, finally I'm back on the mainland. It's pretty cool. I once walked across that Rainbow Bridge, I think it was last year. You can do that for free. It's kind of a neat little attraction, and you get an amazing view. If one side they open it up for bikes, and the other side I think they open it up for walkers. So depending on which side you're on, you get a different view. But it's free to walk across. The space boats don't go this far out. So once we get underneath the Rainbow Bridge, we just might get a glimpse of the space boat. I'm the only one who calls it space boat, by the way. I don't think anyone else has ever called it space boat. Maybe it's starting to catch on. I started calling it space boat about, I don't know, 12 years ago when I first saw it. It looked like a space boat. That could be the space boat right there. It's hard to see. It's really far off. All right, now the boat's kind of turning a little bit. You can see it's starting to cut off the view of the bridge a little bit. There's the Tokyo Skytree again on the right side of your screen. In about 1 minute, you're going to start to see Odaiba Beach come into view on the right side. So I'm going to pan the camera around. You're going to get a nice view of that. But the boat has really quieted down. The wind is not nearly as strong as it was before. Hey, thanks, Eric. And thanks for the welcome home, guys. Hit that like button if you like me being home. Like, why would you like to? If you like it, the fact that I'm home, hit the like button. That's a reason to, like a live stream. Why not? We're gonna lose the Skytree, but what we lose with the Skytree being gone, we will gain with a beautiful view of the beach. Now, I do know that those islands there in the center, where Odaiba is, these used to be islands for aerial defense. This is what I was told. And they've been around for a long time, I believe. Before that, these were there for other purposes. For the defense of Japan, for the defense of the city, I believe. But if you can actually walk onto this island, which is kind of neat. Not many people will make that trip. So after you walk across the bridge, you can walk onto this island, and you can there's a lot of plaques and signs that tell you the history of it, and it's pretty neat. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I just know that they're there, and it's worth making that trip if you're into World War II history and things like that. There's some stuff on why that island exists there. I don't think you can get to that island. I don't think that one's unless you have a boat. But this one you can walk across. Hey Matsumi, good productive trip. Yes, I'm looking forward to all the main channel videos. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Once I can put all the videos onto my other hard disk to back it up. It's gonna be pretty fun to start taking a look at the drone footage and the underwater footage. I've never made an episode like that before, so I'll share some of that information with you on Patreon too. As these episodes get closer and closer to being finished, I'll share screenshots of the episode on Patreon for all the supporters, and maybe some previews of it, because it's gonna be pretty fun. All right, now we're starting to go past. We're starting to go past the battery, the little islands, barrier islands. That's Fuji TV. Sorry, the wind is picking up. I'm actually going to put the wide-angle lens on, okay? And maybe the weight is going to cause this to because the reason why is because of this. Look, we're gonna be going underneath this in a second. So I think we want to do wide angle for that. It's gonna be pretty cool. I might have filmed this when we left. I can't remember. All right, here we go. All right, yeah, it's pretty heavy. With the mic with the dead cat on it and the lens, yeah, the gimbal's starting to struggle. But we're gonna be going under it in about 45 seconds, but don't count, I could be wrong. There we go. It's a selfie. Here we go. You can see the cars now traveling above it. And underneath the car deck, you can see another car deck. There's a lower deck, and then you can see a walkway. There's a kind of like a catwalk thing. It allows you to walk across it underneath it. It's pretty cool. All right, here we go. We're gonna go underneath the bridge, everybody. Here we go. Whoa, this is so cool. That's kind of worth it right there. Welcome home. Nice. That was pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I gotta take the wide angle lens off. The camera was good. All right, so that's pretty much it. I'm gonna end this live stream in about 5 minutes or so. As we get closer, the boat is starting to slow down a little bit more. I gotta go get my bags. But a couple of interesting points. One, now you get a better view of the Rainbow Bridge, and you can see how it slopes down into land on this side. That's the Odaiba side. And right there is the new Tsukiji. I believe that's the new Tsukiji market. Do you see it, guys? Boom. That's going to open this fall. It looks done. This might be your first look at it, but seeing a little bit. That's a look at the new Tsukiji market, the Tsukiji market is moving. This location looks really nice, doesn't it? In Toyosu. Otomi, this is not a cruise. This is a ferry boat from Ogasawara, 1,000 kilometers to the islands out in the Pacific. So it's not a cruise. Oh, that might be some kind of cruise. I've never seen that boat before. That's pretty crazy. And those cranes that you see are the construction for the 2020 Olympics. And I'm gonna pan over now past the new Tsukiji market in Toyosu. Well, that's a modern-looking building, isn't it? It's pretty cool. To these cranes, and these cranes, this is where the Olympic Village is going to be built. In fact, is being built, I should say. And they've made a lot of progress since when I was here in February to now. You can start to see all of the buildings now starting to take shape. So you see the skeleton of them, and they're going to fill that in real fast. But those cranes there, they represent the Olympic Village. So this is where the Bayside Olympic events, the venues for the Bayside of the 2020 Olympics is going to be held. Okay. Sorry, I was wearing headphones. It's worse in person. I think the entire city heard that. The mayor's gonna make her trip out to see the city. That was a pretty darn official call out. But I guess the further away that the ship comes from, maybe the louder the horn can be. That was heard pretty far. It echoed. Literally was the loudest I've ever heard a boat honk. Was there some dude going like this? Maybe. I don't know. All right, so there you go. There's a view of the 2020 Bayside Olympic venues, plus the Tsukiji Market and the Olympic Village. And I'm gonna take you to the other side before I cut this live stream to get my bags and stuff. That's Kachidoki and Tsukishima, and that's Chuoku, and this is where I live in this area. It really is a homecoming. I don't have to travel too far. I wish the ferry could maybe drop me off, huh? Oh, there's the monorail. Hey guys, there's the monorail. Oh, that's where the ferry goes in, and then we're getting really close. We're getting really close. I'm going down below. Oh, is that the monorail? Maybe it's the Yuri Kamome line. Not sure. I can tell you that that's Tokyo Tower. Tokyo Tower saying hi to all of you guys. Welcome home. If anyone's watching this from the observation deck, shout out to you. Tokyo Tower is 333 meters high, or at least it used to be. I think they shortened it a little bit after the tsunami and the earthquake in 2011. The tower got bent. There we are. You can see people waiting. That's our destination. Hey, that's our destination. Is that Kanai? Alright guys, well thanks for joining me on this adventure through Tokyo Harbor. I hope you enjoyed it. I had fun showing it to you. We're back safely in Tokyo. I'm gonna get my bags and get off, but it's a pretty fun trip to go out there to Ogasawara, and I recommend it. Hey Alice. Alright guys, I'll see you later. They're saying otsukare-sama deshita. Have a good trip. Thanks for watching this adventure. Go back and play it again. We go past Haneda Airport, past Umi Hotaru and the Aqua Line. We go underneath the Rainbow Bridge. We see a lot of boats. And yeah, it was a pretty cool adventure. I'll be live streaming tomorrow again and break down this entire trip and maybe even show you some screenshots. But I want to give a shout out to everybody on Patreon who supported this trip. Without you, I wouldn't have gone to these islands. Seriously, it cost about pretty much what I said it was going to cost. So it was totally worth it, though. I experienced a lot of stuff, and we're going to get at least 2 episodes, maybe more. Depends on what I can do with the footage that I took. We know we can start to see the people. All right, guys. Can you see the people on the other side? All right. Is that Kanai in white in the center? Maybe. Can't tell. Hey, if you're watching, jump up and down. Jump up and down. Tonde. I can't see her. Tonde, tonde. Jump, jump. Jump, jump. No, I can't see. You see her? I don't see her. I'm waving. Jump, jump. Oh, there's some lady saying hi. Is that her? No, because that person's sitting next to some dude. I don't know. Hey, look, she's got a sign saying Hio-san. Oh, I can see Kanai. Check it out. Look. There's Kanai. She's on the other side. Look. Sorry for the video lag, guys. I don't know what's going on. And she's taking her picture. Smile. And she took our picture, everyone. She on the other side. Look. Are you watching? Miteru, ima. Jump, jump. All right, everybody. I gotta go get my stuff. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow, maybe tonight. I don't know. But if you're a Patreon supporter, I will give you an update faster. Somebody, sorry, Reverend 400 for that. But thanks guys for watching the live stream. I'll see you later. Have a good day, good night, wherever you are. Kanai says goodbye too. She's taking her picture again. Smile.